Hello everyone, welcome back to our Solidworks course. In this new video, we would be Hello everyone, welcome back to our Solidworks. And then you can see temporary access. Hello everyone, welcome back to our Solidworks course. We would be creating. You can see here, this is how the features on the inside of the Hello everyone, welcome back to our Solidworks course. In this new video, we would be taking an exercise problem. This exercise problem is a very interesting one, and if you are an automobile enthusiast, it would be a very fun problem for you. Without wasting any time, let's take a look at our model for this exercise. You can see here that in this exercise, we would be creating a piston head. You can see this is a geometry over here. In order to show you the details on the inside of our piston head, I have taken a sectional view. You can see here, this is how the features on the inside of the pistons are. In order to give you a detailed view, I have also taken sectional side views. You can see here, this is how the insides of a pistons look from the side views. Without wasting any time, let's get started with Solidworks and create our 3D model. We will create a new part in Solidworks, and once a new part is created, we will begin with our sketching. We would start sketching on the top plane. For that, I will click on top plane and select sketch. Once we are into the sketch mode, we will select our circle sketch entity and then create a simple circle of radius 92 mm from the center. We will give it its dimension of 92 mm, and then you can see here our sketch has been defined. We'll move to features, select extruded boss base and then extrude it for a length of 80 mm. I will enter 80 as my length over here, and I want it to be extruded in the upwards direction. Now that all our parameters are set, we will click on OK and generate our extrude. This is the first feature in order to create a piston head. Next, what we will do here is that we will create the oil rings, or the rings that you saw on the piston over here. For that, we will again sketch on the top plane. I'll click on top plane over here, go to sketch and then set it normal. Now that we are ready to sketch, we will select a circle from here, and again I would be drawing a circle of radius 84 mm like this from the origin itself. Once I have created this, I will go to features and then select extrude cut. Here I will show you a new way of using extrude cut. But here in the from menu, I will select offset from the plane, or in this case the top plane. I will enter an offset value of 65 mm. You can see this is how our preview is looking. It would be cutting. If I simply press OK over here, it would generate a cut of radius 65 mm and for a length of 10 mm. I will show you how this works. If I click on OK, you can see that now there is no change noticeable to us. But if we take a section, here I click on section view and click OK over here, you can see that it has created a circular cut inside of radius 84 mm. If I click on this edge over here, I hear this showing radius 42 mm and diameter 84 mm. And the length of this cut is for 10 mm. But this is not the cut that we want. What we want over here is that first I will exit the sectional view, click on cut extrude and then go to edit feature. From here I want the length of my extrude to be 3 mm, and from here I will select flip side to cut. Now you can see in the preview it is cutting on the outside of the sketch that we generated, as we want in order to create a ring. Now if we click on OK, You can see here that it has generated our cut the way we wanted it. These cuts are used in order to add rings to the piston head so that there is no leakage from the cylinders. You can look it up on the internet in order to know about this more. Now we want more rings on our piston head here. In order to do that, we would be using patterns. If I go to the drop down of linear patterns and select linear pattern from here, it will be asking me for a direction. For that, from our drop down, we would be enabling temporary axis, so that this shows us all the temporary axis. You can see here that we have a temporary axis over here created due to our extrusion, our first extrusion. I will select this axis as my direction of creating patterns. In the distance or the spacing, I will enter 5 as I want the gap between two of my ridges to be 2 millimeters. The spacing is usually specified from the surfaces. So for example, if you want to provide a spacing, you have to enter the value or the distance from this first surface of your feature up till the first surface of your feature or the next instance. In this case, I wanted a distance of 2 millimeters or a gap of 2 millimeters between these two ridges. So I specified 3 millimeters of gap from here and then added 2 millimeters of gap over here. So by doing this we got 5 millimeters as our spacing. Next, I want 5 instances to be generated. But I want my last instance to be here, somewhere down here. I will show you how we do that. In order to do that, we will go here and select instances to vary. And from a last instance, that is denoted by this pink dot over here, if I click on it and go to modify instance, it is showing me that the spacing is 20 millimeters. Now I will alter this spacing from 20 millimeters to 58 millimeters. You can see here that my last instance is at the bottom over here according to the distance I have entered. Once we are done with all of this, I will click on OK and generate the pattern. You can see here that the shape or the ridges have been created. Now I will create a hole in this piston head, as it was hollow when we saw in the pictures. Again, I will click on top plane and sketch. It is a good practice to always sketch on 3 of these primary planes, so that the references don't change much. Now, what I will do is that first I will set it normal to our screens and then again draw a circle here from the origin itself. If I go to Smart Dimensions and give it a radius of 74 millimeters, I will enter 74 here and define my sketch. Now I will again go to Features and then from Extrude Cut I will generate a cut in our feature. I want the direction to be upwards, so I will reverse the direction from here and then enter a value for my cut to be 62 millimeters. Here you can see that I have entered my value and it is showing a preview up till what distance my cut would be created. Once I have entered all my input parameters, I will click on OK and generate the cut, as you can see over here. Next, over here, I want another cut which would be again a circle of radius 77 millimeters for a height of 30 millimeters and 12 millimeters above this bottom surface. I will show you how we do that. For that, again I will go on top plane and start sketching on it. I will press Ctrl 8 in order to set it normal to the screens. I will select circle sketch entity from here and create a circle of radius 77 millimeters. I will click on the circle and give it its dimension. Once I have done this, I will go to Features, go to Extrude Cut and then define my parameters. I want this cut to take place upwards and I want it at an offset of 12 millimeters from the bottom face. Our bottom face and our top plane are in the same plane or are coplanar. Once I have specified my offset, I will specify the height of my extrusion or extrude cut I want it to be 30 mm. Now that I have specified it, what I will do is that I will generate a cut over here like this. Now you can see that I have created this inner contour over here. Next, we would be creating a next feature that would be housing the pin that connects our piston head and the connecting rod. For that, we will sketch on the right plane. I will select the right plane and then select sketch option. I will press Ctrl 8 and get into the normal to command. Now that I am here, I will start with my sketch. First, I will create a sketch. First, I will hide this line or the temporary axis from here. Once I have done this, I will create a circle of radius 39 millimeters. I will enter the value as 39 and then align this circle. I want the circle to be in line with the origin. I will say make vertical. Last thing that we do in order to define a sketch is specify the distance of the center of the circle from the bottommost edge. I will go to Smart Dimensions again, select this center and the origin and give it a distance of 27 millimeters. Now that we have completely defined a sketch, I will go to Features and generate an extrude. I will show you how this works. Now from here, I want this extrude to start from an offset of 25 millimeters from the right plane. I will go click on Boss Extrude and click on the Edit feature. As we exited the extrude command, I want this offset to be of 25 millimeters. Now you can see that our extrusion starts at 25 millimeters from the right plane or the plane on which we created a sketch. Next, what I will do is that I will extrude it, let's say by 30 millimeters. The distance of extrusion here does not matter much as we would be cutting this part off. Let's say we keep it 30 millimeters and I click on OK. Now you can see here that the feature has been created, but there are some more features that we need to add. Next, we would be creating a hole over here. For that, again we would be clicking on the right plane, going into the sketch mode, pressing Ctrl 8 and then drawing a circular hole or a circular profile first over here. For that, I would be using this circle as my reference. If I hover my mouse over the edge of this circle or this edge of the circle, I will be showing some reference points like these on the perimeter and one at the center. If I click here, it would be generating my circle from the center, making these two circles concentric. If I get into the Smart Dimensions command and select this circle, I will be asked to enter the value or the diameter of the circle. I will enter it as 22 degrees. Again, I will go to Features and select Extruded Cut from our options. Now, I want it to cut on this side and I want the hole to be through all. That is my end condition. Once I have entered all my parameters, I will click on OK and generate the hole. You can see here we have generated the hole. Now let's move to creating a next feature. In this feature, we would be cutting this extra portion off and we would be wanting this edge to be curved like this. How we would be doing that I will show you in a bit. I will select the front plane and go in the sketch mode. I will set it normal to the screens and you can see here that it is now in the normal mode. From here, we would be using Offset Entities command. I will select Offset Entities and then convert these edges into my current sketch, that is on the front plane. First, I will select this edge over here. I have by mistakenly selected Offset Entities. I need to select Convert Entities. Once I am in the Convert Entities tab, I will select this edge over here. Again, I am selecting a face. I will clear the selection and then select the edge carefully. I will clear the selection. Again, we will try to select our entities that we want to convert. You have to be very careful in selecting the entities so that you don't select the face. First, I will select this topmost edge over here. Next, I will select this outermost edge. again this edge over here at the bottom and the curved edge over here. You need to make sure that that only the edge that you want to select is being highlighted. As over here, I will select all of these edges and then convert them into my current sketch. If I rotate my part, you can see that these entities that were curved have been converted into straight or flat entities onto my current sketch. This is the beauty of using convert entities. You can use the reference of the previous features that you have created. I will again press Ctrl 8 and align it normal to my screen. Now what I will do that I have simply converted all the entities and the sketch is fully defined. I will go to features and select extrude cut. From here it is asking me to specify the contour that I want to use in this cut extrude. I will select this contour over here and then enter my end condition as through all both. If you want to see here, this is how it would be cutting this extra portion off from our body. If I click on OK, you can see that our cut has been generated. But here we need to add one more feature in order to finish off this feature that would house the pin. Now again I will go and select the front plane and then next select the sketch option. I will press Ctrl 8 and again set it. OK, we have selected the wrong plane here. We have to select the right plane instead of the front plane. We will exit the sketch by pressing Ctrl Q and rebuilding the part. You can see here that the sketch has not been created as we had not entered any entities or created any entities on the sketch. That sketch was discarded. Again, I will select right plane and then select sketch. I will press Ctrl 8 and set it normal to the screen. I will select the circle sketch entity and then I will select the reference of this circle over here. I will hover my mouse over this circle like this until the reference point appears, and I will move my cursor to the center, and here I can see that there is a coincident icon showing that the center point of my new circle would be starting from the center point of the same circle, making them concentric. If I create a circle like this, I will be only required to enter my diameter in order to define it. Diameter for this circle would be 36 millimeters. We would be using this profile to create a new cut. I will show you how. We will go to features and then select extruded cut. Now I want this cut to take place in this direction over here, and then I will select through all. But if I select through all and start the extrusion or the cut extrusion from the plane itself, you can see that it would cut through all of the material that we have and also make this feature that we created useless. I don't want to create a cut through everything. I just want to create a cut at this end over here, and I want that cut to start at an offset of 42 millimeters. You can see over here that is now our cut would be starting at an offset of 42 millimeters from the right plane. Once we have entered our offset, we will simply click on OK, and then you can see here our washer face has been generated. Now in order to complete this part, we just have to generate a mirror of this feature that we have created in the last, or the mirror of all these 4 features that we created in the last. I will select this first feature and then by pressing shift I will select the last feature. You can see here all the features have been selected. I will now simply go to the drop down over here and select mirror from this drop down. You can see all the features have directly been added to the features to mirror tab. Now it is just asking me about what plane I want my mirror to take place. I will select the right plane from over here and then click on OK. You can see here by using the mirror command or the mirror feature, we have generated a mirror image of all these 4 features. You can see we have the first boss extrude, then we have this hole of 22 millimeters, then we have also cut off this from the edge over here, and next we have also created a washer face over here. If I press Ctrl 7 and set it into the isometric view, you can see that our piston head has been created. Now I will show you how to take sectional views, how to take a section for any of your 3D models as shown in the slides before. For that, we will simply click on section view over here and then specify about which plane I want my section to be created. Let's say I want my section to be created about the front plane first. I have selected front plane here and then I will click on OK. If I rotate my component or the piston head in this case, you can see that this is how our section would look like, or the insides of a piston head would look like. Now let's say I want to exit the section view. I will simply again click on this icon over here and then it exits the section view. Again, if I want to get into section view and now I want to take a section from the right plane, I will select right plane from over here and then click on OK. You can see here, this is how our section from the right section about the right plane looks like. I will turn off the section view from here, press Ctrl 7, set it to isometric. I hope all the commands that were shown to you in this video using linear patterns mirror and how to vary the instance were clear to you. I hope this was a fun exercise. I will see you in the next one. Thank you.